1440 KVON 99.3 The Vine. This is Kelly, and I have a friend with me this morning. I'm so excited that we got you in here, Sara, because it's been a long time. Sara Pedri, filmmaker,
sort of
choreographer, dancer, filmmaker. Yes, you are
better
a
at that.
filmmaker.
I made a film.
You made? Oh, come on now.
I wouldn't say I'm a filmmaker, but I made a film. Yes.
Okay, so Sara, first of all, let's just remind people, if we have anyone listening that's been in Napa or grew up here, went to high school, Sara's back. So you were a choreographer at Napa High.
Right.
Did
correct.
you ever do any vintage?
Yes, I crossed over to vintage.
Because I know that you choreographed me, but I also...
You came over to Napa High.
I did come to Napa High and do their musical.
Right. So it was 1979. I was a sophomore at Napa High, and I did King and I was cast as Eliza with Larry Edwards. And then after that, I just stayed as choreographer for Napa when Travis Rogers came in, and continued for 14 years. So it was about Napa, then Napa and Vintage at the same time, then Vintage. And it was both the musicals and also vocal music workshops.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that you choreographed vocal music workshop at Vintage when I was there. And this was, I was in at 83, 84, 85. For some reason, I remember
maybe
you.
the later years,
doing something, but then also the musicals and all that. And
I think it was Broadway and American Pop.
Yes.
You sang "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina," and you
I
spun
did.
on one leg very low to the ground.
I used to be so limber.
It was amazing. Me too. It's gone now, honey.
I can't do those moves anymore. I promise you that.
Neither can I.
Boy, you had me dipping and doing all kinds of crazy things.
It was fabulous. I have pictures. I have
we have proof.
Yes, we have proof.
We have proof that that we were limber at one time. No, but and what's cool is that we found each other on Facebook.
Yes.
Just a couple years ago or so, and now here you are.
Here I am.
So now, did you? After you did that for 15 years, and then did you continue on in the dance world?
At the same time, I started getting myself back on stage in 1987.
Okay.
And then I was trading off. So I would choreograph and then perform, and then choreograph and then perform. And I was choreographing not only the high schools, but other theaters, community theaters around the Bay Area, plus performing. So I was building up my repertoire as well.
Okay.
And 1993 was the big year. That was the big year of Sweet Charity and Peter Pan. And that was when I finally, had found my voice. Travis Rogers, I learned how to sing. But I found my voice, or a character voice that got me through. And
that's neat.
That's when it peaked. And then 25 years of performing.
And then you didn't you start a video company or a film company?
My husband, Jason, and I formed Roaring Mouse Productions in 1996 and started off very small, the normal weddings, bar mitzvahs, yada, yada, one or two corporate clients. And now we're corporate, commercial, broadcast, music videos. We just did Leonard Skinner's Last of a Dying Breed with Mike Sloat as director. So,
how cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So, yeah, we do everything.
So you thought, well, I might as well just make a movie.
Yeah.
What the heck?
What the heck?
I got all the equipment.
I kind of figured that was the thing. There would be absolutely impossible without the equipment. Absolutely. And I think I just want to tell a story, and I wanted just to write a story. And then it turned into a screenplay. And then it was like, well, and I kept it to myself, but I figured, I think I can, we can maybe pull this off. So I brought in my accounting background and was doing budgets and looking into all the legal, and I was forming everything behind the scenes. I never told Jason really too much about it. I just kept going, and then I presented them with a package. And went, okay,
here's what we're going to do.
This is what we can do. I think we can do this.
So from the start, was this like this, I have to tell this story? Or was it just, I want to tell a story, which story should I tell?
No, it was this story, and it's a combination of a lot of things. It's I wanted to tell my son about theater. I wanted to tell him what theater had meant to me, and it wasn't the scrapbooks and the awards and that. There were some very specific highlights, moments that was audience in me or family in me or friends in me. And I wanted to just share that with him, and I wanted to share it was almost an homage to community theater. It helped me. It's not just a passion. It really helped me. The friends, the family that I garnered during the many years.
Right, like how you grow from it.
It's huge. It's a huge
and
family.
What you learn.
Yeah, and a lot of that family came back in for the screening. I mean, I phoned them and I said, "Are you available to come in and do this shoot?" And they were like, "Yes." So it was like this giant family reunion. We got very little done.
The story, I mean, is this basically the story of you? Did you take some liberties and change it?
Oh, I had to take liberties. I'm not that exciting.
Yes,
No. It's about, it's combined. The movie actually takes place over a year. It's a year span. And most of the stories, about 85%, 90%, are true. They happen.
Oh, wow.
It's just that different people might be saying different lines, characters are combined, and certain things are chronologically swapped to make it fit into a year.
Right.
Yeah, Sarah in the movie gets herself together in about a year.
Okay, but that didn't happen in real life.
It took me about 8 years.
I was saying, 'cause I know
I'm still working on it.
I'm still getting myself together.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. But and I had to add a romantic triangle and some things to kind of spiff it up.
Right.
Yeah.
So the whole story in your life, I mean, you build it from this thing that happens at the Napa Fair. So tell us about that.
Oh, this thing.
This thing.
This thing. Can we get to the mammogram now? This thing.
Yeah, she's getting a mammogram after this, and I told her I think I can do it. It could save you a trip.
We could do this.
I can do a mammogram.
Studio.
It's easy.
Yes. It started. I danced. I started dancing at the age of 3, and I would choreograph my own tap routines for the Napa Fairgrounds talent show. And this one year, the boy tapper, Charlie McGowan, was on stage, and I was just, most people go for the studs or the football player. I found a boy tapper, and it was very brief. I don't want to make it too big of a thing, but over the years, I followed his career, and then saw him, and as he made it to Broadway, that was his goal. So I kind of
he made it.
He made it, and then he made the movie A Chorus Line. And it kind of tied back because the movie is more about dealing with grief and how Sarah uses theater to hide from the real world. And you kind of like, I don't know, you probably don't hide in front of 800 people. I used to. You get up on a stage.
Totally.
Play a role,
I totally know what you mean.
Hide.
It's a great escape because you can play a character.
Exactly.
You're someone else, and you can forget about your troubles.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Totally.
A lot of people go, but you're up in front of people, but you're not you, and your mind is distracted. So I used to do that, and Peter Pan tied into the fact of the loss of childhood. You lose childhood a couple of times. You lose it when you get older,
right?
And then I think you lose it again. The first time something happens, and you lose the innocence, bravado, and joy are the three things in the script. Those essence of Peter Pan.
Right.
And then you lose it again when your parents die or siblings die.
Right.
Because they're your history.
Yeah.
Those are the people that you go every year to Thanksgiving or Christmas, and you have these dinner parties, and you talk about all your memories. And then when those people are gone.
Right.
There's nobody to communicate with. So she goes in search of this childhood crush who she thinks, he was the Napa Fair. He was her childhood.
Right.
He is her scrapbook.
Right.
And actually, it's her 3 friends that talk her into this. But and it ends up showing you that, in the end, I don't want to give away too much. But she, she finds out that it's been inside her all along.
Right. And she really goes through a process, and I identified with it because she wants to follow her dream. And as we all know, your dream, if it's in the performing arts, can be a little challenging.
Very challenging. And there is an age factor there as well.
Yes.
Not just the childhood, but there is an aging, especially for a dancer.
I mean, she's an older person as far as she's not 21.
Right. She's pushing 40.
Right.
And yes, there is a definite
So I really identified with that.
Mm-hmm.
That whole, okay, am I crazy? Do I really? But then if I don't follow my dream, am I going to regret it the rest of my life? All those fears that come up, all those feelings.
Exactly. And you're a vocalist, so vocally there's a little bit more of an ease, but I know that it's the same way.
Right.
There's a look now that people want from vocalists, and there's also a period where you kind of take time off, and then you come back. Like, I'm looking forward to someday playing the grandmother in Pippin. That's my next role.
Right. I see what you're
from
saying.
Peter Pan to grandmother.
Right.
Yeah, it's an aging process there as well.
And I think that when I saw, in fact, let's tell them the name of the movie.
Oh. The movie is called Tick, Tock, Boom, Clap.
And why is it called that?
It is the first tap combination I learned as a child. And so it goes way, way back to the beginning, and it's a full circle kind of metaphor.
That
you'll
is neat.
see it's actually in the trailer as she's teaching this to other people. And I did teach tap for Vintage High, I believe, did Anything Goes, and then I did it at USF as well. And so there's also the term bug gum step manure.
Oh, right.
I used to use words to teach
Yes.
tap to get people to learn
remember
it. To remember it.
Yeah, that was really great. I know I was all trying it while I'm watching the movie. Okay, let me try that.
Yeah. And actually on Facebook, all the I've got at least probably 7 to 10 women that I took tap with as a child who know the
Right.
title of it. We've been talking on Facebook there. And speaking of mammograms and doctor's appointments, about 2-3 years ago, I went in for my physical, and the nurse walked in the door, and she was my childhood tap partner in Santa Rosa. I hadn't seen her in 30 years in Vallejo. And I told her, she asked what I was doing. I said, well, I'm, kind of working on this movie. And she goes, oh, what's it called? I said, Tick Tock Boom Clap. And her eyes got huge. And she stepped back and she started doing it. And I'll be damned, she didn't do just the Tick Tock Boom Clap. She went into the whole combination.
Oh,
this
that's
is like
great.
35 years later. Her tear, and then she stopped and she started to cry. And she goes, those are some of the best times of my life, memories.
so
And I was like,
neat.
okay, this is cool.
That is cool.
This we need to do.
And something too I wanted to say about the movie is that it doesn't matter if you're in the performing arts or not.
Not at all.
Whatever it is, I mean, we can all relate to having a dream or grieving our losses or wanting to get a piece of our childhood back.
Right.
We can all relate to that.
Having a distraction. It could be football. It could be soccer. It could be hunting. It could be darts. It could be anything. Bowling. That's the tie. And if you don't have a theater background, you watch as the show is put together. You're actually behind the scenes of Peter Pan. We don't do Peter Pan, but we show you how a show goes together.
Right.
And then how she puts herself together at the same time.
Yeah.
And all the hurdles, both personally and in the show. So it's there, and people are getting out of it all different things. We've played to teenagers, we've played to 60-year-olds, male, female, theater, non-theater. And it's kind of a mirror. The feedback is depending on who you are.
Right. What you get out of it.
Right. We had people laughing hysterically at it, and then we had people coming up afterwards, holding their hearts, going, "That reminded me of my mother," or "That just touched me." So it depends on how much you want to invest.
And that's so neat.
As you're watching it.
That's so neat about it. And how did you cast it?
How did I cast it?
Especially the person that's going to play yourself.
Melissa Fawn, who is from Wicked and Vox Lumiere in LAX, and also the voice of Gaz in Invader Zim. She does a lot of voiceover work. She came in with Sam Zeller, who plays Jules, Captain Hook, brought her in, and Sam I found online.
Oh,
he is actually a pirate. This is a whole web. It's a whole that's a story in and of itself. I watched the Peter Pan DVD with Kathy Rigby, the one from about 93 or something, and I saw this giant pirate, and he has these striped pants on, and he's just so light on his feet. I was like, oh my gosh, he's adorable. And so I started looking for a hook. And I'm searching the internet, and I find this Sam Zeller, and he had understudied Captain Hook at that time.
Oh my
and I was like,
gosh.
well, and so I dug further, and he didn't have a website at that point. So I'm looking up interviews and reviews and newspaper reviews and stuff, trying to find out his, what he's like. And people just adored this guy. And I thought, and he hadn't played, he'd played a Klingon, all these gruff drug dealers, rugged.
Right.
And I thought, a romantic lead, I don't see it on his resume. He's
Right.
got to do this.
Right.
So, and he had stage and screen background. So I contacted him via this person that had written this newspaper review in Orange County, just threw it out there. I mean, what do you got to lose? Somebody says no. Oh, well, nobody knows. It's 2 a.m. I'm all by myself. Nobody knows. And he signed on, and then, oops, I hit the table.
That's okay.
He signed on, and then Heather Phillips, who plays Trina Tiger Lily, I saw her on Your Mama Don't Dance. And she was I was just happened to be watching the show and went, she's adorable. So
Internet.
I mean, so I got on Lifetime and wrote her a fan thing going, update your resume on imdb.com because people are looking. If I'm looking, people are looking within 30 minutes. She had gotten this email. Her resume was updated. I contacted her and said,
good.
are you available? So I pulled in a couple of leads first. And then I started calling my friends in theater, George McGuire, who's a director, performer, Solano College Theater, and Marin Shakespeare and all over San Francisco, and Diane McBride, And then Gene Bencomo and Jack Beck play themselves. And a lot of the pirates play themselves. They're just all theater people, and they all came in. And then Melissa came in November, right before screening. We almost had shut down production, and because we'd lost our lead. We had lost our Sarah.
Wow.
And Sam said, wait a minute, I just saw this person last night. And
Isn't
she's
that
a friend of
great?
mine. And she happened to be coming through Petaluma on Thanksgiving week and said, are you anywhere near Whole Foods in Petaluma? I'm like, we're like 10 minutes. She goes,
That's
I'll
great.
come in. And that was it.
Oh, that's great, Sarah. Well, tell us, how can we see the movie?
How can you see the movie?
Can we get the DVD? or
No,
anything, or
not
no?
yet. We are holding off on that. We are having a Northern California premiere Saturday, August 25th, 7:30 p.m. at the Downtown Theater. It's the new name for Fairfield's Creative Center for the Arts over in Fairfield.
Oh, wonderful.
So check the website, downtowntheater.com. You can go to our website, tiktokboomclap.com. And get your tickets online because it's one night only. We're also out of the $8, $5 goes back to the theater because they're trying to keep their doors
nice.
open.
Okay.
A lot of theaters around here are closing down, so they helped us. Day Sparing over there brought in cast, brought in costumes, brought in sets.
Oh,
Actually, the
that's so
sets fell off the
nice.
truck on the way over, but that's okay. They fit into the movie line. It was perfect. They're supposed to be trash,
Oh
so
my
it was perfect. So
gosh.
please
That's
come, August
great.
25th. And if the DVD gets out, I'll let people know.
And
But
if we go to your website, we can stay up with what you're doing.
yes, the
there, too.
website and Facebook. Facebook, we have a movie page.
Facebook.
All the updates are going on there. So just keep following us and watch our progress as we finally release this movie
That's
after all
exciting.
the years of work.
Sarah Pedri,
Kellie
local
Fuller,
filmmaker.
upcoming jazz singer and star. I'm so excited for you.
Aw,
Congratulations.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to say you're going to have to go get your mammogram somewhere else.
I will go do that, but I'm very sad. I wanted you. You touched me, Kelly. You
I know.
touched me.
Aw. All right, coming up next, news, weather, and traffic.